Hello everybody, it's Kelly from Stamping in the She Barn. Just wanted to share with you today, I got my pre-order from the online exclusives and the new mini catalog that will be starting on May 6th. So I wanted to share some of the stuff I got with you to just give you a little teaser with it. I haven't really made much, I've just done some little samples. But before I get into that, and then we're going to make a card today with the Beach Day set that's retiring, that's on the last chance list. But I wanted to share with you, Stampin' Up! Is their Paper Pumpkin. If you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber and you have not gone on to your Paper Pumpkin account yet, and, I forgot what they called it. When you go onto your Paper Pumpkin account, you need to go under your name, under subscriptions, and then you need to, the bottom left-hand box. I can't believe I'm just blanking the name of it. But anyhow, you want to click on that. It's basically activating it from the old Paper Pumpkin account to the new Stampin' Up! Paper Pumpkin. And I also wanted to share with you that the Paper Pumpkins are going to be going up, again, cost of product and such, but they are going to be going up on April 15th. Hi, good morning, Chris. So just know that if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber and you would choose to get, let me just see if I have it here. Oh, I don't have it handy. But if you choose to get a prepaid subscription before April 15th, you'll be able to save a little bit on it on your prepaid subscription. However, the other thing I wanted to share with you is starting April 15th, we will no longer have these host codes. We are going straight to no specific hostess when you have your gatherings, although some people still will choose to do that. And I have a card club that I'm going to continue to do that, because then I'll know those months that whoever is my special host for that meeting will get a special gift. So just know that starting April 15th, you will be able to earn rewards off of your own ordering. You have to do a $20 minimum, and you get straight 10% on whatever your order is before shipping, handling, and tax. And then with those rewards, you can use those for future boy, I can't even talk today. Future purchases. So just know that that's coming April 15th. We're super excited about it. Everybody will be able to earn their own rewards, use them how they want to use them. You do have 1 year to bank those rewards before you have to use them. And you'll get a little heads up from Stampin' Up! That, your rewards are coming due towards the end of that year. But we as demonstrators, or your demonstrator, we can't see what you have for rewards. So at that point, we can't say, your rewards are coming due, but just know that we want you to use those rewards. You've earned them, so be sure that you use them. Okay, so let me think. Let me tell you about this host code again. This is good until April 10th. So we only have, what is it, the 5th today? Yeah, so we only have 5 more days left. If my party total gets up to $450 on the rewards plan that's going on right now, I would earn a half price item out of the catalog. Can't be the big Stampin' die cut machine, and it can't be Paper Pumpkin subscriptions, but it can be pretty much anything else in there that you'd want. Bundles. Oh, it can't be sweets either. Bundles or markers or something like that. But anyhow, I think I'm at $225 right now. So I'm not to the $400 to be able to earn that. So if you would like to place an order using this host code, and we can get it to the $450 before the 10th, or on the 10th or before, I'm going to do a drawing for everybody that's ordered with that host code, and one lucky person's going to be able to get that half off item. Now, you do still have to pay shipping and tax on that, but I will, you'll get the half off of that. It will come to me, and then I'll make sure that we get it to you however we end up doing that. But just know that's coming up, and it's just about done. So if you want to place an order, please use the host code. If your order's over 150, don't worry about using the host code. Earn your own rewards. However, I will, hi Mom. However, I will, where was I going with that? See how easy I get distracted these days? Oh, yeah, I will put your name in the drawing too, even if you did your own party. So just know that I appreciate that. Okay, so let me share with you. This is what we got for a printout for online exclusives. Now, these are going to be coming out in May, and I did choose some items from this, the May online exclusives. So I got the beautiful designer series paper. I got the pressed flower embossing folder out of this suite. I got these gold frames ephemera. On this suite called Celebratory Sips, I did get the gold striped ribbon, so I got that handy right here. Let me just show you what that looks like. So this is what it looks like. It's super easy. You can easily make bows with it. You can do any kind of squiggly things you want, but it's a beautiful ribbon. So I did get that. And then I got the glass and garden embossing folders, and I'm going to show you those after a little bit. So let me just share with you what I got that you're going to be seeing today. I'll share what I didn't get too, because this is coming up. This is the Paper Tags Cling Stamp Set, and that has dies with it. And then there's this super cute Party Piggy bundle, and it's got this little pop-out, I guess you'd say a dome type of thing where you can put shaker stuff inside and make it a shaker card. Super cute. I did get this one called Scenic Adventure. I have to tell you, I'm a sap for scenery type of stuff, and I'm super excited to share with you. Oh, I forgot to bring my printouts down. They had some pictures of some things that you can do with that set because I haven't made anything yet. I was going to share that with you. But no such luck there. Yeah, Mom, I know. Up north, that's all about us. I love that. Okay, then I got the More Messages bundle. I'm going to show you how that works, and then I'm going to tell you why I love that bundle and what I'm planning to do with it. And then there's a sentimental frame. So there's all kinds of frames that these sayings can go on or in or whatever. So there's that one. I did not get that one. This one is Popping By bundle. It's a super cute popcorn one. Hopefully you guys can see this okay. Super cute popcorn. Says, no one's better than you. Enjoy, pop. Popping in to say hello. And there's dies that go with that. But I did not get that one. Okay, I did get, again, you know me, that scenery thing. Now, I have to share with you, I'm not a sailboat person. I've been on sailboats. I like being on sailboats. I love the scenic too, Chris. But my mom has a boat, and it's a power boat. So we kind of been raised with power boats, not sailboats. But I love the serene feeling you get when you're on a sailboat. Well, of course, unless you're in some rough weather. I've seen movies with that, and that would not be for me. I'd be the one on the side puking. But anyhow, it's got a hybrid folder with it, and I'm going to share with you some of the things there. Again, I didn't make any, but I was able to do some of the die cutting with that. And then I did get the Sweet Jar bundle, which has a punch that punches out the jar. There's like jelly beans in there. There's flowers. There's hearts. Not quite sure what that one is because I guess I'd have to look at the jar. Or we'll look at that stamp set so I can see a little bit better what that is. We'll get a little clearer shot of that. And then there is Flower Garden foiled paper. There's some loose shaker elements, which would go super cute in that little piggy belly. And then we have the, oh, here's those small circle shaker domes for the piglet. And then I did get the new in color markers. I'll be sharing that with you in a little bit. Oh, I'm going to go back to this quick. If you got the new catalog, which I do have them on hand, and if you wanted one and you let me know, we need to make sure we connect up. But I can always order more if needed. These in color markers are only, well, all markers starting with the new annual catalog on the 6th of May will only be available online. I'm not sure of why they pulled them out of the catalog, but I will tell you they are still available. And I love our Stampin' Right markers. You've seen me demonstrate before where I can color directly onto a stamp, huff on it, and get that ink where you want, you know, maybe it's a flower and you want 2 or 3 colors on it. You got your leaves. So that works great when you're using markers. You can't use the blends alcohol markers on stamps. It just is not going to transfer to that. Alcohol dries super fast and it just isn't going to work. So just know that markers are perfect for that. You can use them for coloring. You can use them for writing, whatever. And they coordinate with all the colors. So that's it for markers. Okay, then there's 2 more that we could have pre-ordered online. This one is the Inspiring Squad. Cute little lion and a dragon. And I can't remember what those are called. If you guys know, put it on there for me. Because I can't remember what it's called. I know it's not a raccoon. I don't know. It's a cute little thing anyhow. So there's that one. And then Hugs and Healing for somebody that's not feeling so good. You got some puppies in there and you got some kitties in there. So that's another super cute one. Okay, so those are the online exclusives. And then I did get a couple things from the annual catalog. So let's see. I can't share with you the inside of the annual catalog, but I'll tell you as I go through them what was annual catalog and which ones you've already seen for the online exclusives. Okay, so Chris, that's what I need. Which one was it? A quail? No, quail's a little bird, not a possum. I think they're in Australia. Somebody's going to tell me. Okay. A couple more things I just want to share with you before I got into this. I wanted to share there's 3 new kits out. Paper bouquet kit. You can make paper flowers with this. And it's just beautiful. I love the colors. So that's one of the new kits. That'll be interesting. I have not seen them do that before. Then we have one called Essential Occasions. And this is an all-inclusive kit. So it has all your sayings right in there, all your bits and pieces to make your cards. You get 6 cards, one of each of 6 designs. So there's 6 different design cards in there. And then we have one more. And these just came out. Get this to bend over a little bit here. And this one is called the Loveliest Wishes Kit. Let's see, makes 9 cards, 3 of each design. And pretty much it looks like they're white on white with a little bit of color added. And if you remember from my my Make a Card Monday that I did, I think it was on a Monday, not too long ago, we had the white kit. Let me just find that one where we took and I think it's a thanks one. I got it packed up because I was going to do it with my demo group. And here we go. Thank you kindly. I was going to do it with not my demo group, my hostess club, but I changed it up because it's spring and I wanted to do something a little bit different. But Thank You Kindly is the kit, and I colored things in there. I did 1 card of each that was, oh boy, that's just glaring off of that plastic on there. 1 card of each so you could see what each sample looked like. Muskrat? No, not that. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. If Sam's seen it, he probably would be able to tell me. Anyhow, that's that card. So let me get started sharing with you what I have. I think we're going to start on this side of the table. These are called 2025-27 in color flat pearls. I just want to share with you whenever I get embellishments, I cut the side versus having to try and peel this off every time and get it put back in there. So much easier to slide in and out. So there you go. That gives you a look at the colors. And I'm just going to pull this in here to share with you. So we have Secret Sea. I should move this up a little bit. Secret Sea is one of the colors. And when you look at it, it's kind of, there's a blue to it, but it's darker. On here, it almost looks more black when I was coloring with the marker, but I'll share with you. Well, you can see there's definitely a little blue to it. Maybe it doesn't show up well on here. Cloud Cover is the next one, and that one, actually, the stamp pad, after people at convention got it, on stage they got it, they're evidently having some problems with it. I don't know if when you stamped, I'm just guessing here because I didn't hear exactly what it was, but I don't know if like when you stamped, it dried and it didn't coordinate with the cardstock color or got lighter, darker. I'm not quite sure what happened, but there's some stability issues in that stamp pad. And Stampin' Up, they're proud of the quality of their products, and they should be. So they pulled it off until they can get it figured out. So in the new catalog, you will not be able to order that Cloud Cover ink. You can get the marker, but you can't get the ink pad, the stamp pad, and they have some little spots too that has that in the colors, and that won't be available either till they get that figured out. Okay, then we have the Timid Tiger, which is an orange. It's definitely lighter. I'm sorry, it's definitely a, oh, I guess, let me grab a piece. I don't know if I can say lighter, but, or not, definitely not lighter. I think I would say darker. This is Pumpkin Pie, and it's definitely a different color to Pumpkin Pie. I'm going to keep this out here because I'm going to show you the paper. But it's a nice orange. I would see using that for flowers, for fall colors. Then we have Strawberry Slush that came back. It used to be an in color, and now it's back. And then we have Darling Duckling, which is a little different yellow. It's not like our yellows. It's a little deeper yellow. I almost want to say a little more brown yellow, but not a ugly brown yellow. So anyhow, that is the 2025 to 27 in color embellishments. So I'm going to set that aside. Let's get this back out of here till we get to those colors. This is Shades of Green Hexagon. I love these, and I don't know if you guys know this, but green is my favorite color. So here are the different shades, and I'm going to see if I can lift that up, or if you can see, they are a little bit thicker, but they got kind of a facet type of a look to them. But I love these colors, and let's see, did they put on, oh, they didn't put on the package which specific ones they are, but so I'm just going to take a guess. I'm going to say, no, I'm not going to take a guess. I'm going to open my catalog off camera, because by law we can't show you the inside of that, but I'm going to find them and give you the actual colors of those. So let's see. It's actually Soft Seafoam is this, and then we have Granny Apple Green. I would have guessed that one right. Then we have Pool Party, which is this one, and Shaded Spruce. I was thinking that was Peacock, but Shaded Spruce. So Soft Seafoam, Granny Apple, Pool Party, and Shaded Spruce. And I think I'll try and remember to write those on the back of this, the back of my package, just so I have them. So those are those cute little hexagon embellishments. And then, since I'm still working off embellishments, I'm going to share with you this. This is the Shaded Spruce Soft Seafoam. And since we didn't see these in our online exclusives, you know that these are in the catalog. It's a real satiny, beautiful ribbon. I think it will tie easily. You can use either side. I think you're going to like that. I'm hoping, when my package came, these two ends were off of here, and I glued them on, but I don't know if I got glued to the ribbon or not, but I got a hold of Stampin' Up, and they're going to be sending me a replacement, so that will be good. Again, we have this gold. It is called Gold Striped. So, again, add a little bling, because you guys know I like a little bling. So there's that. Then we have some designer series paper that is called Beautiful Gallery. And I want to just show you. So you get 48, and you get 4 of each of the color of each of the sheets. So here's, let's see, there's one side, and here's the other of this one. Here's one side, and this is the other side of this one. This is one side of one of them, and the back side of that one. Oh yeah, I should get over just a tad here. Here's the back side and the front side. I have a Band-Aid on my thumb because when I was opening the paper, I got a paper cut. So I didn't want blood to get on there. So it's kind of hard to separate these little guys. That's a pretty one. Here's the back of one and the front of one. Now this is a different design. I haven't really seen that. I kind of wonder if it goes this way. I don't know. What do you think? Go that way? Could go that way. That looks like a branch off the side. So I'm thinking maybe that direction. Here's this one. Oh, this reminds me of a folder that I'm going to be sharing with you in a little bit. Okay. Shoot, I cannot get those separated with this goofy Band-Aid on. There's the other side of that one. Here's some trees. And then here's some beautiful scenery. Again, I love my scenery ones. Okay, here's the one side of that one. This one makes, and this is the back side, this makes me think of like a old picture you might see on the wall of a tavern or something of a town. Here's this one. And then this one has some flowers on it. So I'd say some of these are kind of a vintage type of a look. So let's see. There's that pattern. I guess it could go this way. And then there's this one. And that's the back side of that. And then we have one left here. That one. And the back side of that. I just want to see. So somebody did a, oh good, I did bring those printouts down. Somebody did a demonstration at convention with this paper. See if I can scooch that out of the way. And I just want to share with you some of the samples they had with this paper. And I just thought they were beautiful. This specific one, oh, and I didn't put the demonstrator's name on there, unfortunately. I think these were just pictures off the board at convention, but this folded open and like opened 3 times, and there was scenery in each one. It's absolutely beautiful. I may try that, or maybe that might be a stamp camp type of thing, because that would be, you know, a little more work, but something beautiful for people to take home. You can see here too, there's like 3 openings of that one, another version of that. This one looks like they fussy cut out one of those pictures, which is this specific one. But some just beautiful ideas. There's so many creative people out there, and I love to share their ideas with you. Okay, so let me put that paper aside. And then I'm going to put these over here. And then this is that other flower paper. I just want to share this one with you. So here's the front. Okay, we're going to start this way because my left hand's working better than my right. Okay, so here's this one. And then this is the back side of that. And you, Stampin' Up, I don't know if you know this, but most of the time they have a printed side and then kind of a textured side. to cards so that you can use two different looks to it. And some people really enjoy this versus the scenery, and you'll see lots of beautiful things happening with that. Here's this one. I think this one would definitely match a stamp set that I have that has masks. So there we go. And actually that'll give me some ideas of color to use with that too. So I can have that. And then here's this one with some flowers. Love these colors. One thing that I like to do, if you have difficulty trying to figure out what colors go together, if you look at, here's the next one, if you look at Stampin' Up's colors in their designer series paper, they've done some of that work for you already by coordinating those colors together. So use those artists that create these things and the talent they have to help create your cards. So there's the front of that one and the back of it. Okay, so that is the Florals and Bloom Designer Series paper. You get 12 sheets. You get 2 of each of the two-sided designs, which is what would be six different ones. And then this is in one of those bundles I shared with you. Oops, hit the phone. This one's called Foiled Frames and Labels Ephemera Pack. Now, I, again, store mine in the stamp cases, and you can order extra stamp cases for these things, but it's super easy. I just keep them on my shelf and have them right handy. I just cut out the plastic part of it that has the information, and I put that right in the front. These are the tags. Now, if you look at this, you can see you're going to get a gold ring and you're going to get a tag. You're going to get a gold outside and a tag. So you could combine them together by popping them up if you want, or you could use one or the other, stamp your saying. Here's the other one, and you can see both the gold and that one. Flip that over. Here's another set. Now in these, they're $8 and you get 2 sheets of each of these pages. So here's a hexagon pattern with the gold. Here is another pattern with the gold, an oval with the gold, and a square, but it's got a little decorative corner to it. And honestly, who's to say you couldn't scissor cut some of this off and you know, fussy cut and use that outside one too, versus throwing it away, or even use it and cut off and make it as a frame where you pop that up and your sayings down, or vice versa, or an image is up or down. I could see these. These are bigger. I could easily see something like this. I'm just going to do it to share with you because it's just in my mind. So I'm going to pop this little guy out of here. And who's to say you couldn't take a frame and make it like this on any of these sceneries? If you had, let me see if I can find another one here handy. That's a scenery. Make a picture frame for any of that scenery for any of your cards. Easily could do that. Okay, so these again were called the Foiled Frames and Labels Ephemera Pack. So there's that. Now we're going to go on to, well, let's do our end colors before we go on to our embossing stuff. Okay, so I'm going to just set these out. Let's see if I can kind of get them in the screen. Secrecy, Timid Tiger, Strawberry Slush, and Darling Duckling. Okay. These are the markers, and if you remember our markers, you have the end that shows the wide. That's your brush tip end of your marker. And then the narrower one is your fine tip end of the marker. This is the new style. Love this. It stays wet longer. It's easier to write with. You can easily write in cards with those and coordinate your cards all together. Okay, so this is the Secret C. Now let me just set these aside and I'll bring them back out when we get the colors. Now I did not open this pad yet, but here is our Secret C. So here, let's see. So there you can, no, it is pretty close, but it's definitely, there's some blue in there. It's not a dark gray or anything. And I don't know if you guys know this, but on the back of our stamp pads, there's an English Secret C, which is where you would put on the front right under here. You just peel it off. I take this whole plastic thing off, and then it gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those little tags. So I put the saying here because when I store them, they're stored flat like this, but I can see on the front what color it is. And then on the inside, there's a little area. You can also take, they're in different languages, but here's a second English one. You could take and put that on the inside, so when your case is opened, you don't know which color. Let's say, oh my gosh, I got this and I got a night of navy next to each other, and I'm doing some blending with my blending brushes, and all of a sudden I put my blending brush of this color into my night of navy, and now I've got a little color mixture going on there, which, I mean, they're close enough that I think you'd still be okay, but I hate to do that. So what I do when I open it, let me just grab one and show you what we're talking about. Okay, I'm just going to share with you with one I already have open. This one, whoops, this one's Highland Heather. So here's where I put this on there. And then I take this strip and I put it right out here. So when my stamp pad is open, you can see what color that is. Now, if you wanted, this strip could easily go right inside there, but I'll tell you, you can see it when it's open on the outside, and I always get my darn finger in that ink pad. So to save my messiness, I just put it on the outside, and then you just store it. And I have to share because Chris is here, and we were talking about this the other day, and I forget sometimes. I've been doing this for so long, I forget the basics for people that are just starting. Stampin' Up's pad, when you notice this, so it opens up and it slides in, but when it flips back, the ink pad is facing down, and you always want that on your ink pad so that the ink stays to the top of that pad, so when you go to use it, it's nice and juicy and inked up nice. But some of the old pads or other brands of pads, for instance, let me just share this one with you. So this is Memento. This is a black ink. It's a water-based ink. This is our black that we use. But see, if you let this sit like this, the stamp pad, the ink wants gravity, wants to pull it down. So when I store these upside down so that way when I pull that out and go to use it, my ink will always be at the top of that pad. Hope that makes sense to you. And thank you, Chris, for when we talked about that, clarifying and reminding me, I got to remember to do that and talk to other people about things that I've known for so long. So I appreciate you saying that, and always please share with me if you guys ever have any questions. I'm happy to answer them. I go back and I look at the comments. I try to answer them while we're on here. Okay, this is Cloud Cover. That's the one that I do not have a stamp pad for. This was done with a marker. And then we have the Timid Tiger. And here's that stamp pad. Pretty much orange the way it is. This is Paper Pumpkin. So it's probably this, not doing this light, but it's definitely a different color. Hopefully, I'm going to come up here because I can see it on the screen better. Hopefully you can see it's definitely a different orange than what the Timid Tiger is. Orange is not my favorite color, but I will have to say when fall comes, it's one of my favorite colors. Got to get a little drink of water there. Okay, now we have Strawberry Slush. I really like Strawberry Slush. We had this before as a color. It went away, and every now and again, thanks, Chris. Every now and again, we do bring colors back. Lately, they haven't. Sometimes I'll bring them back when we have a color refresh, which is about every 5 years. They kind of go by the trends of what's happening with colors and the market and in the market, in fashion. So that's why they do color refreshes. But Strawberry Slush, we are lucky enough to get back into our stock again. I will share with you, I sold all my Strawberry Slush, but one of my friends, demonstrator friends that I think got it from me, said, I have 2 stamp pads. Would you like one of them back? So I said, of course I would. I can always give it back to you too, Michelle, when we're done. But it's nice to have it in one in my she barn, because sometimes if I'm doing a stamp camp, oh hi Virginia, you can watch the replay because you'll have fun looking at the things that I got. But anyhow, if I have a lot of people for stamp camps, it's nice to have 2 stamp pads in case we need to do that. Sometimes when I'm creating my stamp camps, I think I just said that right. When I'm creating my stamp camps, I don't, I just specifically try not to use the same color over and over because of not having enough stamp pads for each of the projects for the people. Okay, this is Darling Duckling. And again, it's a lighter yellow. Now, I went over this a few times with my marker, but I don't know that you can see it, but it's a little more brownish yellow, greenish yellow. It's not a bright yellow like our Daffodil Delight. So those are your new in colors. I'll set these aside. All right, let's see. Now let's go to, I want to show you one of the new embossing folders. This one's called Pressed Flowers. It is $11, and I just ran it through, just took a piece of white cardstock and ran it through my embossing folder. Somebody's out there at the door. I'm not sure who it is, but Molly's barking. We have a friend that's been coming over and tapping into some maple trees, and he's been coming by, and I don't know if he's back with doing something different, but he was wrapping them up better with wire today because it's gotten so windy. So anyhow, here is the pressed flower embossing folder, and I'm just going to quickly show you a little technique, which I'm sure some of you have seen, but maybe some of you haven't. Chris, this might be new to you. These are our blending brushes. This is the large blending brush. It doesn't come with this little green tab, but I put them on to kind of separate my colors. Sometimes it makes it easier at stamp camp that somebody will see that and grab that versus thinking it's a different color. So when I use the blending brush, I hold it like this and I put my finger on it. The reason I put my finger on it and hold it in my palm is I have better control over it. Now you could do this, which is going to give you, well, let's just do it. This gives you a real light touch to it. So you're going to put color down, but just a little bit. Now, just so you know, I did not re-ink this on my ink pad. It's just color that's in there. So now I'm going to take this, and I use this for most of my shades of dark green. I'm going to put my finger on there, and now I'm going to take and add pressure to it. So now you can see the difference for blending with pressure, the ink that you put down, versus just a light, easy swiping to it. Okay, so that gives you an idea what this embossing folder looks like, and you can use it as a background. Now it is, just so you know, it is not fully, I get that glare on there, I'm really sorry you guys, it's not a full embossing folder of this pressed flowers. It's only part of the folder. So if you do it, you will, if you put the whole thing in, you're going to have some open plain space that's not embossed. And this is called dry embossing. I learned that one again from Chris the other day when we were playing around. Dry embossing versus heat embossing. And again, I forget to talk about those things because it's just so second nature to me, and I need to learn to clarify that a little more. So this is good for me. Okay, now this one is called Damask Designs. This is the one that I was saying that one paper reminded me of, that background that was on there. So this one's $9.50. There are different embossing folders. There's ones that are called 3D embossing folders, and then ones that don't have 3D on there. 3D embossing folders are a thicker folder, and you need a different setup when you're embossing with these. These are not 3D, but if it was 3D, you would need our gray number 4 plate, or in our old, when we had the Sizzix, the old die cut machine, it would have been a blue plate. Just so you know, if you're ever embossing and you're trying to crank that through your machine and your machine is giving you hesitation, there'll be a little hesitation, but if you're forcing, there's something wrong. Don't go through it. You're going to end up breaking your plate. You're going to end up breaking your machine. You got to go back and look at what your layers are. Okay, so this is what this looks like when it's embossed. Let's just, for fun, let's go back on here so you can kind of see the pattern pop out a little better than on plain white paper. So there is, I bet you guys can't wait to see what I'm going to do with these things after a while. I don't know yet, but I'll come up with something. Okay, so this is the one side of it where it's raised. When you run this through and the Stampin' Up part is on going through this way, that is your raised part. I take that back. This is the raised part, the backside without the logo, but that's what pushes through onto here. So sometimes you'll hear me say, make sure you put your paper up and it goes through with the label, Stampin' Up label side up on your machine. Something else I'll tell you. I call this the head of the folder, and the opening part is the feet of the folder. You should always run it head first, not feet first, and I'll tell you why. Sometimes your machines like bend this. They don't go through flat at the same time, and it will actually break your embossing folder on your seam. I've done it. That's why I'm sharing. So no, I did repair it with some packing tape, and it was fine, but I was heartbroken when I broke it. So always send it through head first. Now, if you have cardstock where, say, you just want to do a part of it and you go to do this, now it's too wide to go through your machine, you can send it through with your folded edge on the side. Doesn't matter if it's right or left, but it will lay flat and it will go through, and then that way you can just emboss a certain part of your paper. Okay, so that is our damask design. Now I'm going to share another little technique with you that I've learned over the years. So I took this same thing and I chose to take my stamp pad, I opened it up, and I swiped my stamp pad across the folder. I went from my lighter to my darker, and you can see here I did Daffodil Delight, then I did Pumpkin Pie, then I did Real Red, and this one I did Cajun Craze. Those of you who know me, you know that was probably really hard for me to do because I do not like, that's my least favorite color, Cajun Craze. But I love it when fall comes. So I just swiped it across. So I had ink all over on my folder. I put my cardstock in there, and then I folded it over and I ran it through, and this was the back side. Let's see. Yeah, because I think I did on the back folder. So this was a color that came through onto my sheet, and then this is the back side where I had no ink on there. Now you could easily turn around and run your stamp pad through here. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna show you. Let's see. What color do I want to use? I think I'll use, maybe I'll use Calypso Coral here. That should show up good. And I'm hoping, I'm going to take a piece of an old piece of my grid paper, because I know I'm going to get ink on this white piece, and I don't want to do that yet. But I just want to show you what the difference is. Now I'm gonna do a couple different things here. So I'm gonna go lightly across here a couple times. You can see what's coming through. Now I'm just going to use more pressure when I go through. Whoops, that was bad. I got caught and I knew I was going to put a line in there. But see the difference that you get? And then let me flip this over and I'll just go back to my light again. Light pressure, I'm just dragging it across, real light, not pushing down. And you can kind of see where the ink was coming off of my pad there on the side, but a little bit of an angle, lift it up. Let's see if you can see it. I can't get the angle right on there, but it's lifted up where this is down and my back side of it is up. So just really lightly pull it across. There you go again. You can get some different techniques with your embossing folders and your ink pads. Okay, so that's our Damask design folder. Let's set that one aside. Now I'm going to show you the next one that I got, and this one is called, ooh, look at, I almost got ink on there. This one's called Glass and Garden embossing folder. So this is 2 embossing folders in one. This one is called Glass and Gardens. You get 2 different folders. This is a pattern, this is a floral. And I just ran those through and I'll just show you what they look like. Hopefully you can see it. There's the one of the embossed sides. This is the reverse of it. You could do the same thing, drag an ink over there, blending brushes. So there's one of them. And if you notice on this one, this was where I went through on my folder, but you can see on this side there's no embossing there. So again, you can do just an edge if you want to. If I wanted more, I could turn around and put this back in this embossing folder and line it up with one of those rows. See if I can do it here. Could line it up and I could do the rest of that embossing on the other side if you wanted. Okay, so there's that one. This one is the flower pattern. So again, I just put it through there. Now you could easily blending brush this with different colors on your flowers. You could drag your ink pad across there. You could take your markers and color in if you wanted to. If I wanted, I could put this back on this side without going over those embossed images. And I could add another strip to it if I wanted to. This is the back side of that. Again, you can pull your ink pads over it. You can go ink direct to your embossing folder like I showed you. Easiest way to clean them, just run them under water. So there's that. Okay, that is it for just straight embossing folders. This one is called The Right Words. And there's beautiful sayings in here. Just know how much I love and care about you. Sending good vibes to someone we're celebrating every single day. Thanks so much for thinking of me. Happy birthday. You're so kind. I wish I had the right words for a time like this. I know a good thing when I see it, and I see lots of good things in you. A lot. Hoping the loss you feel right now will be eased by your wonderful memories. Thinking of you, forever loved, forever remembered. I miss you already. And some of these can be used, like thinking of you can be on the outside. Hoping the loss feels right now, Hoping the loss you feel right now will be eased by wonderful memories. You could do vice versa, one inside, one outside. This one is, I really don't like that you're leaving, but I hope you love where you're going. I know a good thing when I see it, and I see lots of good things in you. Okay, so one thing I want to share with you on this. This is called a cling stamp set. Okay, what cling means, and some of you guys I'm sure already know this, but this is our stamps. So I'm just going to pull one of these out of here and show you how we mount these. Okay, photopolymer are those clear stamps, but ones that are called cling, we have to mount. Actually, let's see, which one did I get? To someone, where is it? To someone we're celebrating every single day. Okay, so I got to find where this one is on here. Where am I not seeing it? Okay, it's right here. So, to someone we're celebrating every single day. There's a couple ways of mounting your stamps on here. These will come with a line cut in there. You peel this off. Some people, and you peel the backing off of the stamp. Some people like to set this on. You know what? I don't normally do this, but I'm going to try it. Okay, so I set it on there and lined up the edge. Now I'm going to go back over here. Oh yeah, I'm going to do this with my Band-Aid on. That was really dumb. Okay, I'm going to peel that other half off. See if I can get it. You can see this isn't the normal way I do it because I'm struggling with it. Okay, so I peeled the other half off and I'm just going to push it down. Now I'm going to peel it up, and this part is the sticky cling part. Okay, your back, oh yeah, that's a nice set. I agree. Okay, now I'm just going to tell, this is what I do. You don't have to, but I'm going to. I always take and touch my clings to my shirt or to my jeans, and you're not going to see it on film, but if I would do this whole set, my whole shirt would be filled with these little stamp sayings, and I'm just taking some of that stickiness off, because if you don't and you're pushing down, stamping your stuff left and right, this sometimes can be hard to peel off, and you can tear this rubber off of there. So some people will take your pick tool, a little spatula, and go under there and clean it up, or lift it up. But I find if I just put this on my clothes, tap it around a couple times, I don't have that issue. Okay, now I'm going to show you how I do normally mount my blocks. This one is, let's see, hoping this loss. Okay, I see it. Hoping the loss you feel right now will be eased by wonderful memories. So that is this one right here. I go in here and I peel this and this off, and I just let it sit there. Get rid of those pieces. You peel the back off of this one. Get rid of that. And then I line this up. Now, you can start wherever you want, but I try to do a side, follow across the bottom, and then it kind of push down and goes right in place. Okay, we're going to pick that up. There we go. It's lined up good. I'm going to put that on my shirt while I show you one more thing, one more way of doing something. This is another one that some people do. This one is You're So Kind. They'll actually take and put this right on their block. They'll peel off. Oh, you know what? I did this backwards. Ha! That's funny. Now I'm going to have to mount it a little bit differently. Normally, I put the stamp on first, and then I put that on. So, let me just get this one off of here. And this makes it hard for me to see. Okay, let me reverse that, what I was doing. Okay. There we go. Well, it did work, and I was able to put it on there, but that's not what my plan was. Okay, let me take this one and get the backing pulled off. Okay, this one is Sending You Good Vibes. Okay, so let me rethink this a minute. Oh, maybe I did do that right. Again, you can see this isn't the way I typically do these. Now I got to find the Sending Good Vibes one. Okay. Nope, you know what? I am doing this backwards. Now I really got it messed up. All right, sending is this way. Oh, here we go. Okay. So I did. I put the sticker on there. I was doing it right. I just did it backwards. So now you can line it right up on your stamp. So I added this to my stamp like I did before. I put my stamp down. And then I can line my stamp right up with my saying. Pick it up. Peel it off. There we go. That's what I was supposed to show you the first time. Okay, now let me just show you how I store my stamps. So I have these right in here. This is how they come. You can pull all of them out and do them at the same time if you want, or sometimes I just do them as I'm using them. But I leave this in here. Now I go this way. Now I turn around and I just take my sayings and I put them right back in the spots that I got them out of. Sending good vibes. And hoping. Okay, so now they're in there. Now this is the sheet that comes with your stamps. To be able to do that, it tells you the name of the stamp set and it gives you the item number. Now, if I was to leave this in here, I'm just going to do it and show you why I do what I'm doing. Okay, so these are all stored in there. I turn around, I come in here, and oh, now it's sticking to that. I don't want that. Now, some people will just take these out and stick them right to here. That's okay too. You can do that, but I find I like to do it this way, and I'll tell you why I do it this way. Because if I have a stamp that's missing and there's an open hole here, now I know, all right, I'm missing a stamp. Where is it? I got to go hunting for it. Instead of, 2 months down the road, I'm like, well, what happened to that one? Or maybe you find this later and you're like, oh crap, what stamp set was that in? Where if I do this, I know right where they go. Now, instead of just leaving this like this and the stamp picks up here, I turn around and I put my sheet right back in here so that when I open it, I can easily get to my stamps. Okay. The other thing some people have is, let's say these stop sticking to your pad. You can go in and just rinse them off under warm water. Some people have used a real light hand soap and clean them off, and then they stick really nice right back to your blocks. But if you ever find you have a problem and they're not sticking, all this excess area in here is like free cling that you can just put back on your, cut them out and put it back on your stamps. Maybe it's only a little rectangle you put on there, but it'll help get those back to sticking. I do find though, I don't have a problem with that. I rinse them off and they're good. Okay, so that is called The Right Word. This one came out of the annual catalog. You'll see when I store mine, I put the price right on my stamp set on what I paid for it. If it's a bundle, it'll have a B with the, and you'll see that on some of these, it'll have a B with the bundle price. It will have a D if it's just dies, or P if there's punches, and that pricing. I have learned to do that over the years because when my stamps discontinue, and trust me, I have stamps for years. I have wooden ones. I have these cling ones. I have photopolymers. If I ever want to sell them and I want to know where I got them from, so for instance, this is May 2025 online exclusive, I can go back in my catalog and look if I forgot to put in a price or whatever. But you can see that's what I do. I put my price on there. This is the bundle price. This is the die price. And I always put OLE for online exclusive in green on my stamps, just so I know if I need to try and find out where that came from or share with somebody where to find it, I'll know online exclusive. The other thing is, from time to time, online exclusives go on the last chance list. Like when we are ending a catalog and going to a new catalog, that's where you find all that last chance list. But this might, maybe this will go through August of next year. Well, if that's the case, I need to go on there because I want to only demonstrate current things that people can buy. So that clues me into letting me know I got to go look on the online list and see if it's still available. Okay, so that's my story on why I do those things. Now, I did find my little printout that I had, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do with it. This is one of the cards that is online when you will go to order this. You'll see a couple samples. That's where these came from. I just copied and pasted. I can take these little things and they can be inspirations for me, or I can turn around and I can put them in here and tuck them in here in behind my sheet. And then I'll have some sample ideas right in there, that's probably what will happen with these. And then this, and actually, looking at it now, I should have shrunk this down because this is a 5x7. And a lot of times I will take and copy the picture of the dies from the catalog, and I will cut that out and I will put it on this side, slide it in so I can flip it over and see exactly what dies go with this set. So I will do that. I'll shrink this down and reprint it and put it right in the back of this. I used to die cut out all of these things. I'm going to see if I have one handy here quick. I used to die cut them out. It was nice to see. I liked the fact that, I'll show you one. So here's one that you can see where I just put it in there and know what my dies look like. But I like the fact that I can see what's in there, and I'm sure I'm not finding one right off. Oh, here's one. Okay, so this one, you can see I actually die cut out, so you can see what they actually look like. And this set, I think, there are more dies in here than this. Let me look at it. Oh, yep, there are more dies because there is... Oh, Kelly, your fingers are stuck again. Oh, no, I guess that is it. So these are the only dies that go with it. So that's easy enough to do. Sometimes there's dies that will not fit on this sheet. I mean, even if you layer them in different colors, gives you ideas. But a lot of times, if there's extra, I'll just put them on the inside of it. Okay. Off of that topic and onto this stamp set. So this is, again, our Scenic Adventure. So here is all your dies. So, I mean, look at mountains, rocks, a little campfire, night scenery, pine tree silhouette that you could put at the bottom of your mountains, a double pine tree, a single pine tree. Here's the little flames for the campfire. This is a little grassy knoll. These are some flowers. And I would say this, to me, probably would be used as water. Oh, yep, here we go. There's your water down here. Although I think there's a stamp. Yeah, there's a stamp with water. I'm going to show you from the front because it's easier to see. So, yep, there's some little water there. Sayings, cheers to you. Just breathe and take it slow. You're amazing. Let the journey begin. Let the adventure begin. Can't wait to see you again. So I will be having lots of fun creating with this. I do have, what do I got to do? 20, 40, I have 80 swaps I got to make. And you make 20 of the same, actually 21 of the same cards. Person hosting the swap gets a card, and then we get 20 different patterns back. So I will be using this set for sure for this swap. We can only use the online exclusives or sets from the mini catalog. So that's why I have these to create with. Hopefully you guys are all hanging in here with me. Okay, this is a new stamp set. It's called More Messages. Hi there, way to go. You can do anything. You're the absolute best. Happy birthday. I adore you. Good luck. Forever friends. Always here for you. Miss you. Hello. You're simply incredible. Thanks a lot. Congratulations. I think I said lots of love. Hooray. Oh, happy day, a note, and time to celebrate. Now, this stamp is a little bit different. This stamp is a full stamp. So, let me show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like. It's a full stamp. You would need a big block to be able to do this. However, when I use a big stamp like this, you can take this and you can put it right on the outside of your stamp set. Actually, I probably use this side. Right on the outside of your stamp set, and you can ink it up. And then you can take your paper and go right over the top of it and press it to transfer your images onto your paper. Or, being that it's sticking, you could turn it around and use this as a block. Again, there's more giveaway to it, so that's why I tend with big ones to put it there and then do this. Now, I will share with you. Oh, hi, Lynn. I will share that when I did this sample, I used what's called the Stamparatus that Stampin' Up used to sell. We sold it, and then Tim Holtz makes another one called the Misty, and evidently there was some infringement rights on that. However, to me, they're two different things. They kind of do the same result, but two different things. But anyhow, Stampin' Up had to discontinue making their Stamparatus. So there is a Misty that you can get that does that. Now, on here, so there's my stamp. And then on here is the dies. Now, if you look at this, and I'm going to just, oh, and I keep mine on a magnetic plate, and I store it right with my stamp, so I have it handy. But let me just show you what happens with this plate. I know a lot of you seen this. Chris, you have not seen this before. So here is how this cuts out. Okay, so it's set right in there, and it cuts out every one of those different sayings. So ink it up, bring it to your die cut machine, line up your words, run it through, and you get what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 different die cut sayings. Okay, so for instance, here I am. I put it on my Stamparatus. I inked it up, and then my Stamparatus, I just push it over and it inks it up. Now, here's where you would go in. You would line up your sayings, run it through, and now you've got all those different tags. So let me just move this to the side, and here are all my different sayings that were in there. Now, what I do with this, I take these and I put them into, kind of what you would say like a little the tackle box organizers, and I can just do numerous ones of this in different colors. You could do a standard black, which you can use on anything. So there's, oh, look at that one's upside down. So these are all the tags that I cut out. I can go to that little tackle box and I can just grab a saying that's fitting that will work on my project. So there we go. You get all these real fast, quick, hurry. Love it. Easy to use. Some people have cut that big stamp apart to just get all individual ones, which would be fine too, whatever would work. But that's how I do mine. And then I can also bring this to my card club group, and let's say they want a different saying than what I have there, and these are already cut up, and they can just grab what works for them for what they want to do on their card. Okay, so let me put these things back and just give you one more quick look at it. This again is the more messages. There we go. That's going to go in here, go right in with my stamp set. More messages. Okay, online exclusive. Let's set that one aside. Now on to, let's do our jar one. I have not prepped anything with the jar one yet, just didn't have the time. Lynn, I know you got this one, so I can't wait to see what you make with it. It's called the Sweet Jar. It has a coordinating punch that punches out the little jar. I do like punches with stamp sets. You can get things done prep-wise so much faster. When I do stamp camps, if I got 10 people, you got to die cut out 10 things. You got to crank it through 10 times. This I can get on there and punch it out really fast. You can even make your little template for that. So you just have one sheet, punch them both out. Okay, so let's see. Happy birthday, miss you bunches. A little treat for you. Sending a little sweetness, sending a little luck, love, party your way. Has candles, has our jars, has our hearts, and these fit right inside the jars. Not quite sure what that one is. Lynn, I don't know. Have you looked at it? Do you know which one this is? Maybe this lines, maybe that, I bet that lines up with, no, I don't think it lines up with it. Not quite sure. Oh, I bet the jelly beans line up with it. Yep, jelly beans will line up. So you could take markers, color different colors. Let's see, little hearts, clovers, hearts. This just looks like maybe kind of a little confetti. Oh, I know what this is. This is speckles for our little jelly beans to stamp on top of that. Okay, so can't tell you much about this yet because I haven't done much with it, but I will be. That'll probably be one of my cards for swaps just because it'll be fast and easy. Okay, what did I say? I want that, but I don't do die cuts. Maybe someday. Yep, maybe someday, Chris. Okay, this is probably my all-time favorite that I was able to order out of here. This one is called Sunrise Sailing. I think I gave you a little bleep on that, but you can see how we've got water. We have stamps that can color our sailboat, different colors. We have little banners that can go on your sails. Ahoy, you're destined for great things. Happy retirement, best wishes, congratulations. You deserve the best. I love seagulls. So this stamp set is going to be a definite go-to for me. In our dies, we have 3 different seagulls. We have our sailboat. We have a couple clouds. We have different sails that can go on different sailboats. Here's a small sailboat. So there's that. These are, of course, our stamps. I don't know about you guys. Tell me what you do. Do you take these off and end up putting them on here when you use them? Fair warning for you too, if you've not used photopolymer before, I like to take this whole thing, I peel that little plastic off, I hit this all right away with Versamark and kind of treat my stamps so that they stamp easier. You get a better image, in my opinion. Then, let's say I stamp this in a red. You will see that this stamp will stain in red. Not to worry. You can take and clean that out. Virginia, you take them out and put them right on here. And I could pull them out and you could see if I used it, I typically put it back onto here. And then I just have this, let's see, which way would it go here? Huh, that is weird. Let me put this back on. I was thinking they all lined up. Oh, here we go. They all line up the same. So then I can still, again, see what might be missing. If I do it, I do keep these because, again, if I have them handy and we no longer use these stamp sets. Oh, here's your other die, too, that goes with it. And I'm going to show you a picture in a few minutes of what those dies look like. But I put that back on when I go to sell these. I will tell you, I do, once an item has been discontinued, unless it is my ultimate favorite and I have to keep it, I usually sell all my stamp sets at half the price that you see. So like here, 50, 25, I would end up selling this bundle for $25. At half price. So if you guys are ever looking for things and I have it and it's no longer available, I can probably get you covered on a lot of things. Okay, so this is just my storage for my dies. Now this has a hybrid embossing folder with it. If you do not know what a hybrid embossing folder is, I am going to show you. This is the folder, and if you can see in there, see that metal die that's in there? When you run your paper through here and you have that die in place, and just know it will lock in there. You got to get it in the right spot. It will lock in. You'll hear it. You'll hear it like fall in. I don't know if you heard that or not, but it'll fall in. Then you put your paper in there, fold it over, run it through. I leave them on the sheet except during classes. I put the ones we're using on the inside. Oh, good plan, because they can get lost easy. And then you run it through and it will die cut out the sailboat. So let me show you what that looks like. Here we go. I ran it through. This is balmy blue. And this is my die cut out sailboat. So now I could turn around and go over with my blending brushes, add some more blue to this. I could use maybe my white ink and take my clouds and make them pop out, or maybe a little gray, make them pop out. Now I could take the sailboat and pop the sailboat up, but to me it's not going to look good on that blue. So I turned around and ran this white through. Now imagine taking your blending brushes and coloring your water and doing your sky, and then turning around and putting your sailboat on there. And remember, there's dies that you could, let me pull them out. There's this, I think that, well, I don't know. Let me look at this. I'm not sure about this. Is this die? Let's see. Oh, it would fit on there. I think you could put this on there and do a different color, but you could easily take your stamps and you could stamp your sailboat. You could add a different color right on your boat. You could put your sails right on there, and then you can take that die and cut it out with your sailboat already colored. So that is what a hybrid is. A hybrid folder is going to emboss. Let me put this over this. It's going to emboss, and it's going to die cut some of the image from the stamp. From the embossing folder. So there you go. So now let me just share a couple of little samples that were on the website. So here we go. Here's that sailboat. Look, they did a little blending brushing on the water. They die cut out some clouds to add some additional clouds. Ooh, look at this one. They die cut it out and ran it through an embossing folder to give you texture on the sails. This was a little gift box. I just shrunk it down. Here is some tags with the dies. So there we go. There's your body of the die sailboat, and then there's your sails for it. Again, this shows you how that works. And then here's the dies. Now let's see. Oh, it's not on here. Oh yeah, here it is. So these dies I was talking about, if you can see closely, here's the little levels of the water there, and that's those dies on there that cut out. So there we go. Some ideas with that stamp set. And remember, I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it in the back of my stamp set, so I'll have those dies handy to be able to look at them. Okay, I think I went through all of the stuff that's in there, and I did promise I was going to make a card today, and oh my gosh, I've been on here for an hour and 20 minutes already. Drink of water. All right, you guys, thanks for hanging in there with me. I really appreciate it. Okay, Chris was over here the other day, and I was talking about all these little kits that I got laying around from Stamp Camps. This is one of my kits from Stamp Camp. Okay, I am going to make one, and I have 3 kits to give away. However, I'm not going to do the clouds on. Well, this was torn paper to do the clouds, but let me just grab a blue blending brush. And maybe I'll do it. I got a little sticky note thing here. Okay, so in the kits, you know we can't stamp, so you'll get these images and you'll have to do your own coloring on them. But let me just grab the kit I'm going to make, and I'll share how we did this. Let's see. Okay, let me start with all my bits and pieces. We have two basic whites, so I am going to find my tape here sooner or later because I know it's here somewhere. I gotta push all this other stuff out of the way. Let me just clean up a little bit. Okay, where did my tape go? It was here. It's probably sitting, oh yeah, it's sitting underneath here. Let me grab that. Nope, it is not sitting under here. Where did it go? Ah, it's under that sample. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to adhere this on the inside of my card. Okay. All right. So here we go. And I have to tell you where I seen this card. Went to convention, and this was where I got this idea from, because this gal was giving these beautiful cards. This is your stamp set. There's little castles, there's seagull, there's some shells, there's a surfboard, there's your little lifeguard station, some little wheat, a chair, another seagull, a beach ball, umbrella, sending sunshine your way, wishing you a beautiful day, which is what I put on my sample card. Happy birthday, enjoy today. So there's all of those. Now let me pull out what I need. I have already done my stamping with the exception of my little sand pebble type of stuff. And let's see, I didn't have a seagull in there. I had on mine wishing you a beautiful day. So I think I'm going to go with that. You set that aside. On the inside of this card, I have little seashells, and then I have a little lounge chair. So, you know what is super cute in this that I didn't use before? This is a little sand castle. So let me do that. I am going to fair warn you, I do not have my crumb cake in here because it's out in my she barn, which is set up for some of the stuff that I'm doing for Saturday. So I'm going to go ahead and use pecan pie in place of it, which I think is going to work just fine. We'll put a couple little sand castles on there. Get my little scrubby. Where's my scrubby? I just re-wet it, of course. Think I can find it right now? Nope, can't find it. Well, it's under my mess here somewhere. I know that. So I guess I'm not going to clean my stamp off as I go right quick. Okay, so then we're going to do some little seashells. So I'm going to use my, let's see if I'm in the camera. It's probably important to be in the camera, isn't it? Okay, great tips and ideas. Thanks, Lynn. I do like to share those. I'm going to stamp off a little bit just so our little seashells will be a little bit lighter. Over here. And then I think I'm going to just do one here. And that left me enough room to put my little chair. Now, your things will be die cut for you. In your little kit. So here's my little, oh, I need to put some of them over here too. Okay. Must have a little ink on my finger. I can see a smudgy there. Okay, let's move that up to hide my little smudgy. Okay, so there's your little beach chair for the inside. Okay, now I'm going to set that aside, and we are going to take our white piece for the front. And I'm going to put the sample up here so you can see how we created it. Okay, this is the little sand area for down here. Okay, so I'm going to save that for now. I think I'm going to do my sky first. Now, when you want to do a sky, this is a little 3M sticky note. So I'm going to get that out of the way before I get my mitts in it. You're just going to tear and just make a ragged edge, okay? I see I'm going to need my, I'm going to do Balmy Blue. I was going to do Azure Afternoon, but I'm afraid I might get it a little too dark. And actually, I may have enough blue on my blue blending brushes. So I'm just going to put it on here, and I'm just going to give a little light rub to it. Oh, you know what I want to do? I want to put this back down so I don't get my paper completely messy, which is no big deal. If I got to get a new one, I got to get a new one. Okay, so I'm just going to add a little blue ink to that. Then we're just going to come in here and we're just going to continue a little bit of the sky. Still got enough ink, I think, on here. But if not, I can always ink it up. Let's see, we'll end up going through here. Okay. I'm going to come in here. Yeah. Just got to kind of realize how far I want to go down with this, which the water will probably cover some of it, so I don't need to do a ton. But I just want to get a little pattern on here. And I may need to ink this up a little. It's a little lighter than I want, I think. There we go. Let me pressure a little bit more and see. Oh yeah, I think there's still enough on there. Okay, I think I'm pretty good with what I got for sky there. Now the next thing I want to do is stamp my saying. So let me set that up there. I got a block here for my saying. And you know what? I think I could go with the black, but I'm going to use my Azure Afternoon because it's going to coordinate with my card base. So let me ink up my saying. And we're going to put that right up at the top. And I need to make sure I have it a ways up there for my palm trees to be in there. Okay, I think we're good. There we go. Set this aside. I can't believe I can't find my little Stampin' Scrub. I know I had it here because I knew I was going to stamp. Oh well. All right, I got that done. I got that done. Let's see. Oh, I had some wheat here, but I don't think I need my little wheat grass anywhere. So I'm going to put that stamp back and get it out of the way so I don't lose it. And let me clean up this ink pad. And my Balmy Blue, get rid of that. Get rid of this. Okay, now I need to stamp. I'll just set this aside. I need to stamp some of my little seashells on here. So, reaching right across the film. That's really good, talented person that I am, of course, you know. Okay, so we're just going to do some little seashells, and I think I'll put some down here. Okay, I think I'm good with that. Now, I did use a little dauber and get the edge of that. So, let me grab one of my daubers. And I'm going to just pick up some ink onto my dauber. And then I'm just going to run it along the edge. Now, of course, this card is your card. You get to do what you want with it. Hopefully, you have the Beach Day stamp set and dies. If not, I'm sure you can choose something else that would go with this. And again, this is on the last chance list, so at some point I will be selling this stamp set. So let's see, I just want to make sure. I want this to go the other direction, like this. Okay, and I did not put any blending on the end of that, but I think I will put a little bit more of the seashells in here. And some of this might be covered up, but I think we're just going to do it anyhow, just to give a little bit more visual to it. Okay. Rid of that stamp pad. I think we're done there. Now we have to do a little bit of coloring. And I think I can go ahead and add these right to my card. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I do need to... okay, you know what? I do need to temporarily lay this out a little bit because I need to have this little piece tucked in underneath this other piece. So I'm just going to line that up. I'm going to get this off of there. Should get my silicone mat on here, but it's not quite right handy. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on there. Adhere it down. Okay. We're going to go ahead and adhere this. But I will tell you, I can see right now, I need to trim just a little bit off this edge. And it could be that I have it slightly crooked on there. I'm hoping we won't see a ton of white off this piece here. We're going to see a little bit. Okay. So plan B, being that I have a little bit off this edge, because I made that crooked, we're going to take my trimmer and we're going to just whack that little bit right off of there. Hopefully, nope, I got to go a little bit more. I think I got it all. Let's see. Oh, nope. But I got enough to know that I can trim this little last piece off of here. I have a feeling my blade needs to be replaced in that trimmer. Okay. So there we go. All right, let's see how she's looking so far. Pretty good. I still see some white off this edge I need to get rid of. Okay. Yep, so that guy will go there. All right, so I think I can go ahead. There's a little bit I got to tuck under for my palm tree. Then I can go, and it's, oh, look at that. I have some crumb cake on the bottom. I didn't line it all the way up, but I think we're still plenty fine. Okay. So let's go ahead and center this as best we can. There we go. Okay, now I think I can go ahead and I'm going to need to color that. Color my little ball. My surfboard is already stamped and done. Oh, I got my water that's got to go underneath here. Ooh, hopefully I can tuck it. Should have thought of that. See, it's been a while since we made this one. Oh yeah, I think I can get it in there. Yep, okay. It's under there, so let me get some adhesive. You know what, I'm going to use glue on this instead. Just because I can move it a little bit better. Okay, so I'm just going to add some glue to this. All right. Now, let me see if I can get underneath there again. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. All right, so when you put yours together, put that little blue piece in there too, because I can see. I don't know that I can get this with my little snips there. And try it. Oh yeah, I was able to get in there and get it. Okay, so now we want to do our palm tree next. So I'm going to add a little bit of it glue to the palm tree. And remember to get your name in the drawing here for our for this card, those kits that I have to give away. You want to be sure to leave a comment. Oh, I got to get this over farther. It's got to be over a little ways. Okay. Now, put my little palms on there. And I got to remember how I did this because I got 2 of these on there. Not that we have to have both, but I think I got to make sure I leave enough room and not cover anything up. So here's our other one. Let's see. Must have been more of like that probably. They were pretty close to each other. Let me get a closer look at that. Oh, I had that more of an angle. Okay, so let me see if I can make this one work out. Okay. Without covering that word. Yeah, I think I can do that. It's going to be a little different than my little pattern, but it works. Just want to make sure we don't cover up those sayings. I am in the camera still, guys, I hope. Okay, put that back up there. All right, now we can take and put our little surfboard on here. And leaving a little glue. You know what? I'm going to let that sit a minute. I'm going to color this beach ball. And I just used real red to color the beach ball. Normally I like to have this stuff done just because it takes a little less time on the video, but I know some people like to see some of these techniques too, so today you get to see all of the coloring, which takes a little bit longer. All right, let me get my little surfboard here. And then put my little beach ball down there. There we go. Okay, now when we color this guy, so he's going to come in here, and if you notice on my card, you see the white through there. You need to use the Azure Afternoon marker to color that in since you see water through there. Now, if you had this down farther, I don't think it would be that big of a deal, but I liked it up a little bit farther. So I'm going to put it in here, and I'm going to, I think I'm going to put it in, and then I'm going to color just so I know where everything is. Let's see. Now that you're going to see water through the window, but that's no big deal. Okay, so let me get this guy glued in, and then we'll color. My little impromptu last week that I did, I only had a couple people able to catch that live and did comments, so I had 2 giveaways for that, and I had 3 giveaways for that. Since 2 people, I only had 2 comments left, I am going to be sure to give away to Karen and Laura those 2 cards. Oh, look at this. I need to get a little ink or a little glue underneath that. Ooh, that wasn't good. I just splattered the glue on there. That's going to leave a little sticky stick. Okay. Plan B. Gotta just quick wipe that off of there. Okay, so here we go. Now I'm going to color. And again, I'm hoping I'm going with the colors that I had when I did it, because I didn't have my little cheat sheet with me. that I usually keep with my samples for my directions for people. So I'm hoping I'm using the same colors for how I colored the last one. I think I do. Okay, so this is Smoky Slate, and I colored the inside of this little window area. And I wasn't sure if I used blends or if I used markers. So yesterday when I was trying to decide, I tried doing a little bit of coloring, and I determined it was actually markers, not blends. So there's my little gray around there. Then I need my pecan pie to do a little roof line here. Not that you couldn't do blends on this, because you're going to be covering the back of it up anyhow, because remember your blends, which are your alcohols, they will soak through your cardstock, and you'll see that on the back. So if you color on the front of a card on your base, and then you go to stamp on the inside you're saying, you're going to see that the ink transferred through using blends onto your card on the back on the inside of it. So you always want to make sure if you're using blends, you either pop something up or you put something behind it to cover that little bit. Okay, let's see, we got a little bit here, and then we got this down here. Well, this coloring is going a little faster than I thought it would go, so that's a good thing. I know myself when I'm watching somebody, sometimes coloring to me, I mean, unless I'm learning a technique or something like that, sometimes coloring is like, okay, we got 20 minutes or 15 minutes of no talking, just coloring, or just watching somebody color that I already know how to color. Sorry, that's just me. That's how I feel about it. Maybe you guys do too. Oh my gosh, I have to share something with you that I did the other day. And I don't even know why I did it, but I want you guys to try it and tell me how it goes for you. So I was brushing my teeth, and for some reason, I'm right-handed, so I was brushing my teeth with my right hand. I always brush my teeth with my right hand. And for some reason, I had to switch hands for something, and I switched to my left hand. Oh my gosh, there is no way I could brush my teeth with my left hand. It was the weirdest, strangest feeling. And I'm like, seriously? How hard can it be to just switch hands for brushing your teeth? But let me tell you, it was really hard. So I want you guys, if you haven't done it, maybe you teach yourself to be ambidextrous that way, but if not, just try it. And if you're anything like me, you'll be laughing at yourself trying to brush your teeth with your other hand, non-dominant or whatever hand, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't get all the teeth cleaned like I normally do. It was the strangest thing. So let me know if you guys ever try it and what you think, how it goes, because it was pretty funny to me. And yet I was like, really? How hard can this be? It was hard. You guys got to try it. All right, let's see. I'm getting there. I'm getting close to almost being done with coloring here. Let's see. We need a little bit here. A little bit here. Okay, I think that's all my... Oh, I've forgotten to tell you guys what color this is. Okay, this is Pool Party. Real red. Oh, I got to color my flag real red. Okay, let's get that done. Real red. Pecan Pie was my brown. And I think Azure Afternoon is the only one I have left. My gray was, what did I say that was? That was Smoky Slate. Okay, Azure Afternoon. So I need to just go in here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of draw a line right through here where the water would be. So I don't color below that, I only color above that line, if that makes sense to you. Okay, let's see. You could even, if you wanted, I could go above and color that blue too. I don't think I'm going to at this point though, just because I'm not sure. You know what, I want to try it right here and see if that hides that white a little bit better. And I kind of think, I think it does, so I think I may go in and color that. Some reason I'm hearing something running outside my house. It almost sounds like a plane flying over. Okay, so let's go here. I hope it doesn't make the rest of the railing below into the sand look silly. I suppose if it does, I could do a crumb cake in there. No, I think it's, oh, yes, I do need to do a crumb cake in there. Okay, let me grab my crumb cake marker. Because we do need to color in that sand color too. Wow, this seems dark, almost like pecan. A little off color of that sand, probably because this is a nice fresh marker. What are you guys thinking of this card? Does it make you want to go to a beach? I don't know if I would want to get into a swimsuit anytime soon, but actually I just don't really like being in swimsuits. But I am ready for spring. I am seeing a lot of my green coming up out in my garden now, where my flowers are, which is kind of nice. We know there's going to be an end to it at some point. Okay, let's see. I am missing some blue, I just noticed, right in here. So let me get that colored in. A bit there. All right, that's it. Wishing you a beautiful day. Could probably even, if I could probably even put you could probably even take your little chair from inside and put it outside if you wanted to. But there we go. So, wishing you a beautiful day. And then there was my other original card from Stamp Camp, and I do have 3 more kits to give away. Hawaii does sound wonderful. I agree, Chris. Okay, so I am going to give away 3 kits. You're going to have to do a little bit of work on these yourself, but leave a comment. Since today is Saturday, it's not my normal Make a Card Monday. I will do a drawing for this probably next Saturday. If I don't do a live on a Saturday, I may turn around and just do let people know on Monday who the winners were for that. So I think we are done. I hope you enjoyed seeing some new things from the catalog that I got. Now I have to get my butt creating those 80 card swaps that I'm looking forward to doing, and looking forward to getting some swaps back. And you guys know that when I do get those swaps back, you will see what swaps I get from my lives or whatever. But my plan for April, because those are due at the end of April, my plan for April Make a Card Mondays will be to continue to share things from the templates that I made last summer for cards and then just sharing those with you. And I did those, most of those I did from ephemera packs. I probably will maybe do some sayings that are from the new More Messages and take care of that. Remember, if there's some things you want from the retiring catalog, annual catalog, and the mini catalog, those are online, the things that are going away. And I will tell you, some things have already sold out. Thank you, Virginia. I know the Boho Blue ink is already gone. I know some of the stamp sets are already gone. Again, if you like them, I do sell mine at half price, which really, you're getting more than half off because you're getting 50% off, but then you're not paying the 11% shipping, or if you're in my neck of the woods, 8.125% taxes on it. So you're technically getting what, 68.125% off. So no, 50, 69, almost 70% off. So keep that in mind. Helps me get rid of some of my stock too. I see some new things to order now. You're welcome for the ideas. And that is, you know, that's a big part of, I think, stamping is, I'll see a set and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not going to get that one. And then I'll see what somebody made and I'm like, oh, now I have to have that one. And I know you can all relate to that. So let me think. I think that's the end of it. Our new colors. I'm trying to think what else is out. Oh, Stampin' Up! Is going to be coming out with two-tone colors, two-tone paper of all of our current colors and our color families, I should say. So you'll see me start to use some of those. To me, there was some things that were kind of shared with us in the scrapbooking end of things, and they were in there last year. Some of those are on the discontinued list, or not discontinued, I gotta get it right, last chance list, and those things are starting to sell out. I think there was 3 or 4 of them, and 2 or 3 are already gone. I think that's all that I can think of right off the top of my head that's going away. But anyhow, I hope you had some great ideas. Thank you guys for coming and sharing and spending your time with me. I really appreciate it. May God continue to bless you and bless this next week. Come see me on Monday, Make a Card Monday, because I got a couple more template things going on. Bye. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Chris, I need markers. I hear you. Talk to you later. Bye.